Hey, what's up everybody, it's me, Chris J, and are you like me wondering when they're gonna announce Dying Light 2, or if they're gonna announce a pre-sequel to the game, or if they're gonna try to do some other bullshit like DLC for it? Well, I think they are actually currently working on Dying Light 2. There was a video that was released last year of a tour of their office, and there was a guy who had a zombie model being made on his screen, and instead of like keeping it quiet and like turning it off, he left it on the screen. Now, there are a few possibilities for what that could mean. The first being, and one of the more likely options of it being, is a Dying Light DLC. But they've already released a whole bunch of DLC for that, and I doubt they're going to want to do it for a game that's already 2 years old at this point. So even though that option is likely, it's just not feasible for them to do that. When there's so much hype behind a new game coming out, they would make so much more money doing it with a Dying Light 2 sequel. Now, there are some people speculating that it could just be a new zombie game that had nothing to do with Dying Light. I want to shoot down those rumors right now, because why would they make a new franchise out of one that was so successful? Like they had Dying Light. That one made them a ton of money. It sold a bunch of copies, got plenty of awards. Why would they already go into a new franchise when they have so many options they can do with Dying Light? Like, it doesn't even have to be the same storyline. It could just be the same concept, but brought into a different area with a different main character. Or it could do like a prequel to how Brecken got his high ranks and where he is at the moment, right? So there is a pretty good chance that it's zombie being made for the new game. And if it is DLC, that's fine too. I would hope for it to be like some good DLC, like maybe an entire game. Because, I mean, 2 years old at this point, they might as well just do something brand new. They might as well go for Dying Light 2 or Dying Light prequels or something like that. And the reason I'm shooting down the possibility of it being a new zombie franchise is because why would you make one that's already highly successful, very critically acclaimed, and then just destroy it right away? You wouldn't want to just put all that money down the drain. If they made a sequel, they would make so much more than if they were to just make a brand new game with the same concept. It just seems stupid to me that they would ever do that. So in the long run, I do believe it is highly likely that they will be doing a sequel pretty soon. And I think they're staying hush-hush about it because they want to do a big reveal for it. Because if people are already leaking information and they're already getting it out there now, people aren't going to be as excited for it when they have E3 and somebody shows it off on their fucking PS4, for instance, right? Could you imagine the reaction that people would have when all of a sudden PS4 has their little big unveil, and then all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, Dying Light 2! Yeah, that's what I'm thinking they want to go for, because if they go for that, then the hype will be for real. And if it gets leaked early, then the hyping will get too built up, and then when the game comes out, it'll just be a lot of people bitching and complaining about very minor details. And I can understand why a company wants to keep quiet about that, especially that with the ability to not announce anything too soon. They give themselves windows of time to work on a game without making people need to wait for it. So if they were to come out now and leak information that it's going to be coming out in October of 2017, then they kind of give themselves a window where they have to do the crunch time, right? Instead, they can take as much time as they want to, make sure they get to the certain point that they want to, and then announce the release date, which is great. I feel like that's the best thing they could possibly do, because then we don't have them rushing, we don't have them cutting corners, we don't have them making games with extremely bad game-breaking glitches in it. So that's just going to be a huge perk for them. Now, do I think that Dead Island 2 and Dying Light 2 are going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Going to be like direct competitors for each other? I don't. I honestly think Dead Island 2 is going to come out this year, and I think Dying Light 2 is going to come out sometime 2018. Because looking at the image of the model that they have being made, if it is for Dying Light 2 and this came out last year, I do think they're going to be waiting until maybe early 2018, maybe middle 2018 to release it, because it does look like it's the first render of a zombie that's being made. There will be an image on the screen, you'll see it. And as time goes on, they're going to want to add more details, make sure it runs properly, do the beta testing, and so on. So I honestly think it will be around 2018, maybe early to mid 2018 before they decide to release the game, or near the end of 2017 for them to announce it. So that'll be really cool. I hope you guys are excited for it. I'm kind of want to know what you guys are speculating here in terms of what this zombie model is for. Again, I think it's for a Dying Light sequel and or prequel. It depends on what kind of route they're going to go with it. It could very well be for DLC, but I highly doubt that for a game that's 2 years old and doesn't really have as many people playing it as it would have in its prime when the following came out and then the additional weapons and skins and stuff came out. So it wouldn't make sense to try to put out a DLC for something that isn't nearly as hype as it once was. And if they're putting all this time and effort into making new detailed zombies for that, it just doesn't make sense. Like, why would you make new zombies for a game that already exists and has the zombie models? Why wouldn't you focus on making new zombie models for a new game, correct? That's my point exactly. Now, if it is not a Dying Light game, what kind of game do you think it'll be, and what would you like to see in it? That's what I want to see in the comments down below, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have yourselves a lovely day. Bye-bye. Yo.